beauty. True beauty. Not artificial beauty. True beauty. Okay? What is true beauty? I'm going to use one of these new age words. You want to? Enlightenment. In the light. In the light. Okay? This is the Father's work. You say you're seeking. You're in search of your so-called other half. You feel empty and incomplete. But you must remember, wholeness results from a sense of being productive and useful. Remember, you got to be up about your Father's business. Your Father's, the divine, finding that which is in you, finding the purpose of why, the purpose. You know, in the Bible, Jesus says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do the things I tell you to do? Get inside of you. The kingdom of God is within you. You have the answers to you. I don't have your answers. You have those needed solutions that will guide you. Okay? That will eliminate you feeling empty and complete and incomplete. It's great that you're feeling empty and incomplete because that's the only way that the Holy Spirit can come in and fill you up. Okay, but you got to be productive in God's, whatever that means to you. Your sacred self, in pursuit of your sacred, divine, true, authentic self. Getting rid of the faults. That's what's causing you your problems. And you will hold on to it just like you will hold on to a grudge. You'll hold on to it as if it was the Hope Diamond. But anyway, you got to get rid of the faults. And the only way to get rid of the faults is empty out yourself, sit with yourself, or stand with yourself, or lay with yourself. Do something for some minutes a day. Can you not devote 20 minutes a day? Don't answer the phone. Don't talk to people. Don't respond to anything. Get with your father or your mother or the child, God, that's in charge. Be quiet. Be still. I'm going to say that. How about that? There you go. Be still. That's being productive. Okay? And then we're going to see, not only do you have to be productive, you have to be useful. Paula, how in the world am I useful to God? How is that possible? Well, I mean, aren't churches built on going out in the highways and byways and compelling them to come in? But we're not talking about that kind of useful. We're talking about being at home with yourself, being inside here, so that when someone says a remark that really gets next to you, that you're not out there and respond to it, but you are in here. And whatever remark that person said, you know that it has to do with them, not you. So you are not moved. And all that you do is remain still. So let's see how you can be useful to you. We better put it where it belongs. 3, 1, 5, 6, 3, 3. 8 and 3, is that what we got? That's 11. Got to be useful. 7 and 3 is 10. Whoa! Useful. Whoa! This brings on more talk. So we got to be fully immersed in the work of God, whatever that means to you. God, Goddess, it is, whatever that means to you. We've got to be fully immersed, being authentic in that. And then we must go further after having been immersed and staying immersed and saturated. We must be useful. And according to this, it being the 21, you know what you got to do? Do you know what you got to do in order to find your other so-called half? You know what you got to do? I'm getting ready to tell you. With that 21, I'm getting ready to tell you. This is what you got to do. You've got to D-A-N-C-E. You got to dance. You got to dance. You've got to learn the specific rhythm of your inner soul. That's what you got to do. Well, how are you going to do that? You can't dance my dance. You can't dance my dance. You can't begin to dance my dance. You're not supposed to dance my dance. You're not supposed to be looking at me to see how I dance. You're not supposed to be looking at anybody to see how they're dancing. You're not supposed to be looking to see if they are dancing. You just got to dance. You got to get so quiet that you hear the music in your soul. You hear it, literally hear it. And then from every single solitary action that you take throughout the day, action, word, or thought, it will be in the framework of that dance. The dance of you. Now there is another, when we're talking about this so-called other half, he or she is dancing too. And he or she cannot recognize your dance and his dance is similar unless you are dancing your dance. And you can't start by trying to dance his dance. He's going to be dancing his dance, you're going to be dancing your dance, and they're going to blend. But only if you're dancing the real boogaloo. Now that's a place you can't cheat. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So, let's start again. You are in search of your so-called other half. You feel empty and incomplete. But you must remember, wholeness, dropping all those sad victim stories. He ran around on me. He cheated on me, lied to me. She stole from me. My parents abused me. Whatever, any of those stories. Wholeness results from getting rid of those things that tend to keep you broken. Remember, when you're holding on to that grudge, you're not productive. You can't be. It's a full-time job just nurturing that. That's a pretty... Can you imagine if that grudge turned into a human being and you had held it so tightly for all those years, what it would look like? Because you can't turn loose of it even if you wanted to feed it, because it might slip out of your arms and get away from you and you don't want it to. So it has turned into some stinking, grotesque thing that has infiltrated your entire body and has caused you to be unclear in all of your decisions, and every single solitary action you take is desperate because you're kind of like trying to hide that grudge, but you're going to take that grudge into any relationship you go. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. But anyway, Wholeness results from a sense of being productive, being up and about thy Father's business, and being useful. And we have determined useful is not something that you dread to do or hate to do or think you have to do. And please understand this. It is not a dance if you are trying to impress somebody. It is not a dance if you're doing something that you're doing to get somebody to look at you and comment upon you. That is not a dance. A dance is free. It is so structured by the inward beating of your heart. It is in complete sync with your heart, and your whole life becomes a movement of just absolutely orgasmic delight. I said delight on another page. So anyway, if you are not experiencing that, you're not dancing. You are not dancing. You can't learn to dance. You cannot learn. I may have said to learn to dance, but the learning is by releasing. First of all, you got to release that grudge or anything else you're holding on to so you can move your arms. You got to let go, and then you will flow, not from a music that is afar, a music that is within you. You were born. That same music pushed you through the birth canal. That same music was the spark that made the sperm and the egg come together to create you, the zygote that began. That was the music that was playing. That is your sacred music that will take you out of here when you leave. It's that sacred music. But what do? You get down here and you start listening and trying to listen to everybody else's music when you can hear it. You can't hear very good when you're carrying grudges, resentments, bitterness. When you're trying to be a victim, victims don't look too well on the dance floor. This is the dance of your life. This is coming to that place where you are absolutely complete. Remember it said here? You are in search of your so-called other half. You feel empty and incomplete. So the dance is what completes you. Let me see. All right. So becoming wholeness results from a sense of being productive and useful. When you are not busy creating something of beauty, you are extremely morose. Did you hear that? When you are not busy creating something of beauty, and let me have the cards and letters to come in if you can show me something in a beauty that comes from holding grudges, being resentful, considering yourself special and that you were abused in any way, dwelling in the past, exaggerating any of the hurts and the pains and the calluses along the way from any too much work, maybe you thought. Show me something from your life when you're telling me all of these things that happened to you and how badly you were treated. You are in no way or wise creating something of beauty. The deal is, because that's where you stop there, you don't understand that this dance, this perfected dance that is inside you, does and will incorporate all of the things that have happened to you. You needed each stroke of pain, each hurt, each broken relationship, each disappointment. You needed every single solitary one of those avenues of creative expression to formulate this dance. And by being in tune with this dance, you can dance through these corridors. They're the tension in your songs. You know, they're the cadences. They are those things that make the song beautiful. Okay. You say, I want true love and someone who will really understand and appreciate me. But silently you bemoan and resent others who love you dearly. You criticize out of sheer habit, since it's easier to blame than it is to fly. You feel so guilty and depressed because you are not using your musical, artistic gifts. You are not using your gifts. 7, 9, 6, 2, 1. There's that Wheel of Fortune right there. 13, 15. Woo! There it is, Mitzi. You are not releasing your gifts. Isn't that a shame? But I guess 25 is release. And if you hold on to grudges, and if you hold on to memories, they're distorted. They are. You can't, something you did yesterday, you can't even recall it in exact, precise measurement. You're holding on to grudges and resentment. You've got secrets. And when you hold on to secrets, they make you sick, sick, sick. Okay, you got secrets, you got grudges, memories, resentment, you got guilt. All of these things. You're holding on to them. So you're holding on to these as tightly as you can. And of course, it is B-U-R-I-N-G. Your gifts. Because your gifts, your musical gifts, are underneath all of those things. But if you're holding on to these things and you're holding on to them, of course, the same energy you would have to hold on to your gifts. You don't want them to come out. You want to keep them. You're afraid somebody will steal them, I guess. Let me see. You feel so guilty and depressed because you are not using your musical artistic gifts. Turn on the music and get in your artistic kitchen to create while you dance. So, you mean, Paula? The kitchen? The kitchen is magical? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying to me that the kitchen is magical? Well, let's do what I always do and go into the word kitchen, because I have no idea either what we're going to find there.